Hi, welcome to ITTV, the voice of software engineers. Today we are with Plural Technologies CEO Mr. Sunil and COO Mr. Nitin and Ajay Patel. He is the CFO. These are three great people. They are the founders and the directors of Plural Technology. Today we will ask what is this Plural Technology, what is it is aiming in the Indian market, how they are going to change the Indian manufacturing industry, and what are their future plans. We will ask in detail in this interview. Hello sir, welcome to ITTV Global Media. So how this Plural Technologies is started, sir? What is the story behind this Plural Technologies?
Okay, good. So I think almost around 2006, okay, when we were all working with a different company called Sintel then, we were all with the same background, working on specific technologies, and we had a background in something called product lifecycle management. And we've been working with very large companies, Fortune 100 companies. Most of them were outside of India. And we were very young, so very passionate to bring the technology that was outside of India, mostly being used by companies outside of India, back to India. So that is when a few of us came together, and in about a year, in 2007, we started Plural to bring the product lifecycle management technology to Indian companies.
So what are your major offerings through this Plural Technologies?
So we focus mostly on something called enterprise software, which is again specialized in product lifecycle management. Adjacent to that, we also focus on solutions which have to do with Internet of Things, IOT. We also focus on solutions based on artificial intelligence and machine learning, which solves typically product engineering and manufacturing problems. We also provide custom applications development based on web and mobile technologies. And overall, all of these are typically deployed in cloud infrastructure. So we also have cloud solutions.
So there are many technologies and many services products you are offering. Out of that, maybe your product lifecycle management is one of the big offering for the manufacturing industries. And I heard that you started this product lifecycle management, this enterprise software, to bring change in Indian manufacturing industry. What is that story, sir?
Okay, so I think typically if you see, okay, India lacks in innovation. We have a lot of talent who is willing to provide services. If you are in a software company, you are a developer. If you're in a manufacturing company, you are actually producing parts for a large company outside of India. So the lack of innovation, okay, limits we as a country to not have a technology that could be bought by other places. We mostly export services, but we don't export any product. We don't have intellectual property as products.
Correct.
I think for a country like India to grow, I think intellectual property is very important. Innovation is something, okay, which would drive that. So I think PLM as a software brings new products to market. So if you have a problem like COVID, you need new medical devices to diagnose. You need, okay, much more innovative products to take care in the healthcare segment. So these are products never existed. So you need innovation to come up with new ideas, concepts, design and develop. In the Indian context, we need more and more innovation in many sectors, okay, like defense, healthcare, which is also medical devices. So, and electric vehicles is another, okay, area, renewable energy. To bring new products to market, I think we want to help the industry, especially the manufacturing and design and engineering industry, to leverage technologies to bring new products to market faster.
So how this enterprise software will help these enterprises and business owners who are into the manufacturing industry, how this software will help them to do the complex products or to make their life cycle easy?
See, typically you take any manufacturer, which the product which goes to to the market, it has to go to the various stages, okay, right from concept or idea. Again, you build a prototype, and then probably you manufacture it, and then probably go to the market it and take it to the next level, or maintain it and service it actually, okay, and then you retire it. Okay, so this is a high level product life cycle management.
It will address at
Yeah.
every step.
Yeah. Now, during this step, okay, there are various stakeholders plays a very key role, and it need a lot of collaboration amongst all these stakeholders. PLM, what it does actually, okay, to help at every stages and manages the data, which will help the people to collaborate very effectively, showing the data to the right people, giving the access to the right people at the right time actually, okay, which can save a lot of money, a lot of waste actually that happened during this entire development of the product, okay, and that's the way indirectly it will help to reduce the life cycle or reduce the time to market actually, okay, and when you reduce the time to market or reduce the waste, automatically it impact on the cost actually, okay. So to save on the cost, okay, this will one of the important area actually, okay, when you implement this solution, which will help you in reducing the cost.
Yeah,
okay?
when
So
the
that's
data
it, yeah. So
data is
yeah.
accessible, and when we are able to take the reports for the analysis, definitely there will be a time saving and also as well as a money saving thing.
One important aspect, okay, when you have data, okay, you will be able to take a right decisions at the right time actually, okay. So those decision making process for the key stakeholder, that will enabled by the PLM software actually, okay.
Yeah, and along with that, okay, not only cost savings, we are also seeing PLM software is used to make more compliant and regulate. Okay, we are talking about environmental compliance or sustainability.
Yeah, it
So
is going to address the compliance also.
A lot of historical data. Okay, if you are producing if you baseline one product, okay, now you want to improve on from that particular product to the next level, okay. You don't need to do many things actually, okay. You have entire data sets, basic structure in place, okay. You can reuse it actually, okay. From that perspective, it will be always helpful. You have a basic fundamentals in place, and then you can improve on top of it, okay. So it's like over one idea you generate more ideas, okay, and that becomes the one concrete idea, and that's the way basically most of the product has matured, okay. You take an example of cycle, okay. Cycle from cycle it becomes a two-wheeler, from two-wheeler it becomes a four-wheeler, and then that's the way of a journey it has happened actually in the automotive, right?
Yes.
So in the same way, okay, with the other products also, I think, and that's what basically PLM play a very key role in such kind of innovation and enable the innovation actually, okay.
So how is present Indian market, especially manufacturing industry? Is it ready or a position to automate the systems using this enterprise software?
Yes. So to answer that, it's a need of the hour, I would say, because with India, with the Indian government initiative, we have with a lot of Make in India thing. Indian government is focusing on Make in India, and we want to focus a lot on the manufacturing. A lot of government schemes are coming on the manufacturing, and at same point of time, we are saying that we want to compete with the global manufacturing hub, which was China, which is China right now. But we were saying that we want to compete with them. That means we need to launch or innovate those many products in very less amount of time. We know like how manufacturing has transformed the entire Chinese economy, the way they do it, and the how fast they do it for anything. Now if you want to do the same thing in India, the PLM is something which will be the key for that success factor, because something which we have been building in last 1 year or 2 years, now to compete with the global manufacturing, we can't just wait for 2 years to launch a product. Maybe we want to launch that in 3 months of time, and that's where this PLM software will going to help play a key role for the Indian manufacturing sector.
So yes sir, really in this competitive global market, definitely we need this kind of technology support for the enterprises and business owners. Coming to technology and the software services, there are lot many players in this domain. How is our products and services will differ from that, and what are the special advantages you are offering to this market?
Yeah. So as we need to go back a little in the history of Plural. How Plural started was, when we were helping the manufacturers of the companies, global manufacturers and global companies are producing the products. When we were working together in an MNC, we thought, why not our Indian manufacturers benefit from this product? So that was one of the concepts that we thought of, and we wanted to initiate this thing back in the year 2007-8, and we initiated that. we agree that we were a little early in the market in that point of time, but we went back and helping the customers on the European and American market. But at the same time, the core reason for which we had started this to support Indian manufacturers was always there in our mind, and that's when we have been continuously helping some of the Indian manufacturers and some scale to help them. And so now when we compare ourselves with many other players, so we have that experience of last 15 years that we carry to understand this the dynamics of Indian manufacturing and Indian market, and that's how that differentiates us a bit more, and that position us a bit better than any other to our competitors.
Yeah, and one just small thing to add to that was, if you see, most of the technology companies are experts in technology.
Correct.
We are solving problems in manufacturing domain. So very good understanding of the industrial domains of these industrial verticals. For example, if you are working with the automotive industry, there are a lot of compliances that they themselves have to adhere to, to work on the Indian roads. Same with if it is medical devices, there are a lot of regulations. So each industry has got a lot of special requirements. Over 16 years plus Plural, we also try to bring the industry domain knowledge to our own technology consultants. That interdisciplinary ability,
But these
both technology and the domain, helps us provide the right service.
these complaints, it may differ from one location to another location. So how this is going to be addressed?
Good. I think I'll tell you, we work with customers, for example, even outside of India. In the US, out of 50 states, most of the states have one rule, but for example, California state has got much more different rules. Or if the company is selling their products in Canada and also Europe, each geography will have its own restrictions, regulations, and compliances. Technology is having the ability actually to provide information to engineers on how compliances will be validated based on the target customer locations also. So the software would allow you to maintain compliances of different regions.
Apart from this compliances, the consumer of these applications are of a different role actually, or different ability or skills they have. Now, giving that right information in the right language, and making sure right information data goes to the respective role is also quite important. So PLM software has that ability actually
It addresses
to do in a or multiple languages. It is available in a multiple language. That is one of the best feature of the PLM solutions actually.
Yeah.
So
the end users may be from the different languages,
so
different
it
regions.
It could be in the China, it could be in India, it could be in the European one of the European country. So this solutions has those abilities, to convert into local language.
Language and also like units of measure.
Units of measure.
We measure in grams and kilograms.
So you follow SI unit or MKS unit or CGS unit. So you in the engineering, you follow the different units actually.
Interesting, sir.
So
it is really addressing
yeah.
these complaints, location barriers, language barriers. Sounding very good, sir. Along with this, is there any other plans to extend, sir? Like along with this project lifecycle management, is there any other special services from you?
Yeah, I think, like I said in the beginning of this interview, PLM sits in the center. But there are a lot of technologies which are very adjacent and are very critical for the success of enterprises. One is the industrial IoT. We talked about Industry 4.0, now we're talking about Industry 5.0 in the market. So the industrial IoT, along with the digital manufacturing kind of solution, has been a focus, for Plural. And then comes, we are seeing in this age of chat, GPT-4, kind of age, the power of this generative AI is required in enterprise also. So we have a practice in AI and machine learning. So that is also something which also includes data engineering and data sciences.
Yeah, now everyone is focusing on IoT applications which are useful at the home level, at office level. Now you are offering to the industry level IoT application. Great, sir. And can you give us one example or one case study how they get advantage of this your services and software applications?
Okay. I think we recently worked with a small medical devices company in US. So when you are creating or developing a medical device, okay, for example, it could be a diagnostic machine. If the diagnostic machine, okay, would touch any patient, okay, it is an interest of government in general. So what happens if the medication or any of that stuff is not actually going to be in the interest of the patient, and if it causes any harm? For that reason, there are heavy regulations in that area.
Correct.
And it also takes years for a company to design, develop, prototype, and also release into the market. And you're talking about thousands of documentation, okay, that has to be reviewed. So when this customer started using our software, right from the concept stage, okay, and as they started designing, all the documentation that goes into it, okay, including the details of different parts, whether it is a mechanical, electrical, electronic, or some firmware, all those data, they were able to maintain in the system. And not only that, when you are developing a completely new product, it goes through a very iterative process, meaning you develop, it is not perfect. You again change, you again change. In that, okay, whole process, your whole configuration of your product changes. So this company is able to maintain all the documentation and evolve the documentation and comply, okay, to all the stages. And if they were not using it, it is completely possible it could have taken them at least 3 times more time.
Yeah,
Okay.
there might be many gaps.
And there could be mistakes, okay, there are errors, okay, and there is a lot of manual activity, okay, to compare and figure out. And even more importantly, there is a lot of audits and reviews. So how do you prepare the documentation and present and make changes? So it has become very easy and smooth, and we have a very happy customer, okay, that a technology like PLM was able to help them to design, develop, and release, okay, this product to the market.
Yeah, seamless integration from the beginning to end. So coming to your achievements, sir, now, what are your recent achievements in throughout the journey?
I think so. Recent, okay, yeah. So I think we can start with the recent, okay. But I think we as a company are expanding and growing into new markets. So very recently we have signed an MOU with a Japanese, okay, partner called Open System and Technology. I think a lot of Indian technology companies did not venture, okay, very aggressively, given the language barriers. So, but I think given the manufacturing sweet spot, okay, we are doing that. We also signed, okay, agreements with Vellore Institute of Technology and then ICFI University to gain access to, okay, thousands, and actually they have tens of thousands of students. So we are also working on research projects, okay, which are sponsored by Department of Science and Technology to the universities, okay, to actually bring and leverage, okay, Make in India initiative to help new products, especially medical devices, to be designed, developed in India and actually take it to market. So, so those are very recent. But otherwise, okay, so Plural as a company, so we are ISO 9001:2015 certified and also accredited by various organizations, including DNB, and our associations with organizations like NASCOM makes us much credible company. And we have partnerships, okay, with, okay, very renowned, okay, companies in the market like PTC, Oracle, and, okay, many others. So our partnerships validate us. Okay. And then we are also talking about Fortune 100 clients. So each client is an achievement. We are talking about clients who have been in the market for 100 years. The learnings that we get from each company is a great achievement of, okay, lifetime, and how we are able to solve large problems in the market.
Yeah, well, as Sunil said, okay, like we are seeing this achievement from the customer perspective. But one of the very important satisfaction that we get as a team or as a leadership team, okay, we are creating the job actually, okay, for the people who are, you know, seeking for a job, creating the opportunities. We are building the skills actually, okay, for the new generation. We have a great training programs designed actually, okay, when any newcomers come into the organization, okay. It has to go to the rigorous training program. They have to go through, you know, various stages. We do the assessment internally until we have, you know, satisfaction internally. That guy is able to, you know, deliver to the, you know, customers. we don't, allow him to face the customer or meet project. So that's the way basically, and with this, our entire team actually, okay, I would say Plural team, our second generation or maybe probably the peer leadership team actually, okay, plays a very vital role into it. Now, so creating that leadership is also one of the important aspects that we see, and we wanted to build such kind of a leadership again and again, and we are promoting our leaders also to create the next level of leadership. Okay? And that's kind of a culture we wanted to inbuild inside the organization to scale up our organization to the next level.
So I think we as a company, okay, so we are all technocrats or technology guys who started with passion to what we want to do in this segment. I think our focus has never been on awards and recognitions per se, but we ensure we have industry associations and technology partnerships and learning from best of the best customers in the market by serving them, and then retaining some of the best talent in the market. So that's why our achievements are not awards and recognitions, mostly, but around very industry specific.
And you are the member of many associations like NASCOM and TIE. How these organizations helping these enterprises?
And I think I can tell you, I'll just take the example of NASCOM. I think small or large companies, irrespective of their size, they're focused in delivering some software services or developing software. They don't have dedicated time available to see what's happening in the world of economy and politics. So how a political condition of the country or the world or the economic conditions would impact, or even the very recent disaster, and or pandemic, COVID, how it impacts workplaces versus businesses. There should be an entity who is working on it and helping the companies. So NASCOM is able to do all those things. So they get the environment, the business environment, and organizes a lot of meetings and conferences. Not only that, it also exposes us to new learnings, in the changing conditions. It also sometimes connects us to get to some good customers.
Now coming to your future plans. Till now you have a successful journey, and what you are planning in future?
Yeah, I think Plural as a company, I think we laid a very strong foundation in the last 16 plus years. We have very aggressive growth plans coming up in the next 2 to 3 years period. One, we are talking about aggressive recruitment by training students who are still in college, and then putting them through internship programs. We really wanted to use them on emerging technologies in AI, ML, and as it applies to PLM. So we already have recently partnered in Japan. So we are seeing a larger expansion in Japan. We are also starting a new office in Germany. And so that is also exposing us to a completely new expansion plans in the Europe region. And more than that, we are seeing a new India here. So we are seeing a whole of businesses coming out of China and landing in India.
Correct.
As we see, as a simple matter of fact, our current manufacturing exports are probably $370 billion. If the projections are right, and according to some reports, it is touching almost $1 trillion in export in less than 5 years. We're talking about 3 times growth in manufacturing. Every large company from outside of India is setting up huge industrial plants in India. It is opening up a completely new India as an opportunity for us, especially in the manufacturing segment. We would like to be a big part of this revolution that is happening in India. Both Singapore and China had gone through that. I think it is time for India to take that ride in the next 20 years to be on the top of the world. And we're very happy to be part of that journey.
Yeah, we hope it will be as early as possible. And coming to the employment, what kind of the technologies you look for to join with you, sir?
Yeah, I think these days the world has moved to a direction what we call polyglot, and that means multiple languages. So we don't have a restriction, but we still heavily rely on few technology areas. We have Java stack, we have .NET stack, the Microsoft stack. And along with that, we have also jobs in front-end technologies like Angular and also React-based frameworks. We also have opportunities in mobile application development frameworks like Flutter or Ionic or even a native application development. And even more importantly, lately we see more and more opportunities, people who are trained on AI and machine learning, so R and Python and any other algorithms and kits in that area, and also places where we would have employment.
Maybe focusing on data science also.
Yes.
Apart from this technical skills, okay, the languages, okay, those are very, very important, the spoken languages actually. Okay. Since India has a focus for entire global activity, and we as an Indian, okay, we wanted to interact with the various types of culture within India or abroad, okay. What we are planning actually, okay, to train our people not only in the, English or any other language, but Japanese or German. These are the very, very important, languages that we wanted to, our employees or technocrat should learn, and at least seamlessly, interact with those people, okay, who has a barrier, okay, which country has a barrier. As it's proven actually that India has a very good command on English, and that's one of the reason actually, okay, India was able to successful, deliver the services or cater the export to the countries like America. Yeah, but I think it's time for India actually to reach out more than the US. Okay, and that's one of the reason we also wanted to focus not only the technology but also on the soft skills, okay, or the languages which other countries or other region knows it. So that's an additional point which I wanted to make apart from what Sunil has said.
Coming to the IT career, after implementing this, your product life cycle management or your enterprise applications, these enterprises needs, the end users also needs who are in IT, like they should have a IT skills to operate your applications. So do you give training to them and do you provide assistance to your clients?
That's a good point. So I think what you are saying is we develop the technology and every project will have a handover, and we do trainings at different level how to use, and also we train the people inside of the company who can train other users, and then we also train how to administrate. Okay, sometimes for basic stuff they don't have to struggle, right? Okay, so they should be able to fix simple things. So we also train the administrators, and on top of that, if they still need help, okay, we have some annual maintenance contracts where our technology specialists are always available to help them and teach them, okay, and make them self-reliant at times.
So as a not only development team, as an end user also, there are many jobs you people are creating in IT. It's good. And what are your suggestions to the new students who are looking for the career in IT?
Good. I think so. One of the very important thing we are seeing is the way the software development as a career is changing. So we are talking about and looking at ChatGPT being able to write software code. So I think when you are seeing something like that, you should also develop skills around, okay, how do you leverage, okay, the latest tools in the market. You're talking about things which have introduced in the market in the very recent past, like just a few months ago. So I think having an eye on how technology landscape is changing and developing skills to leverage them is one thing. And two, for any job in technology, we believe soft skills is a very fundamental. How do you communicate, not just using English as a language, but being able to share ideas and thoughts very clearly, being able to work in a team, okay, being able to be a problem solver when things are not very clear, being able to be very persistent in trying many ways to get your solution. So these skills are very important, okay, apart from technology. Plural as a company, for last 16 years, we have achieved great things in PLM and enterprise software. We believe we are at a right juncture to expand into much more adjacent areas. One big area we see is manufacturing inside India. India doesn't have capacity to scale today using existing infrastructure. So we need more and more new factories, and at the same time there is more production required to actually even balance out how many factories are coming outside of China. We see a great need for smart manufacturing. The trend that we are seeing even with inquiries that we as a company get are requirement to digitalize the whole manufacturing process. So we're building a whole platform of software and technology that will help factories to be smart and enable digital manufacturing at different levels. We are seeing this to be an expansion that would occur continuously for next whole decade to 2 decades. That's the kind of potential we have in this. Apart from that, we're also building a whole platform called SBOSS. S stands for simple, secure, scalable, sustainable, and a smart. BOS is business operating system. We believe companies do not require just a technology. They have to be a complete operating systems that will help in efficient operations of businesses. We want to package all the technology so that especially small businesses are able to draw and get the value that they would otherwise require millions of dollars of investment to get similar value from a very affordable solution and a platform. So it would cover the likes of ERP, CRM, PLM, and many other integrations. But we would rather not call them by technology solutions, but we will call it a system which would be developed on a typical values of a company. If a company values their employees more, the business operating system will be oriented to them. If a business is more valuing their customer, the operating system would value them and help them grow in the company. So they need a technology platform, and we put in a box called SBOSS. And this will enable us to reach to millions of small businesses around the world. And we are also seeing startups to be able to leverage systems like us. And these are the two areas, manufacturing and SBOSS platform are the new expansion plans. And we are also expanding geographically into new areas like Japan and Europe at this time.
Great, sir. You have a really good vision. You have a vision like creating the smart manufacturing companies. It will help, not only help your company, it will help to the Indian economy as well. Really great vision, and we wish it will happen soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.